South Africa woke up to a moment many never expected to see. Behind closed parliamentary doors, a former acting national commissioner of the South African Police Service finally stepped forward, not in uniform, not in command, but in accountability. For years, whispers of political interference, broken command structures, and collapsed discipline haunted SAPS. But now, those whispers have become sworn testimony. What was once rumor is now record, and what happens next could reshape the future of policing in the country. If you care about justice, leadership, and the truth behind the badge, make sure you subscribe and stay with us until the very end, because every minute of this story changes what you think you know. The ad hoc committee, established to investigate governance and stability within SAPS, convened with a single purpose: to hear directly from those who once sat at the very top. When the former acting national commissioner took the stand, the room fell into procedural silence. This was no ordinary media briefing. It was a rare institutional reckoning. Members of parliament, legal advisors, and observers listened as the former top cop described the internal workings of an organization meant to protect millions, yet often trapped in political storms and leadership paralysis. From the first sentence, the tone was different. Instead of rehearsed statements, the commissioner spoke of pressure, uncertainty, and a command structure weakened by external influence. He explained how operational independence slowly eroded as political expectations crept into professional policing decisions. Promotions became contested, disciplinary systems stalled, and morale across divisions dropped. Officers on the ground felt abandoned while leadership battles played out above them. What made the submission powerful was not accusation alone, but admission. The commissioner acknowledged that while SAPS is designed to be independent, the reality often looks different. Decisions about deployment, investigations, and even procurement were sometimes clouded by competing interests. In simple terms, policing stopped being purely about crime and started being about control. And once that happens, the public pays the price. Committee members pressed further. They asked about instability at the top. Why did SAPS experience constant leadership changes? Why were acting positions extended instead of permanent appointments? The response was blunt. Acting roles create uncertainty. Officers don't know whose authority will last, and criminals exploit confusion. The former commissioner explained that without long-term leadership certainty, strategic planning collapses into short-term survival. He also touched on the impact of public scandals. Each controversy weakened community trust. When citizens stop believing in the police, cooperation dies, crime reporting drops, vigilante justice rises. The commissioner warned that rebuilding trust takes years, but losing it takes minutes. Another critical part of the submission focused on internal discipline. According to the testimony, SAPS has strong rules on paper, but weak enforcement in practice. Some officers escape consequences because cases move too slowly. Others are protected by networks inside the system. This sends a dangerous signal to honest officers. Integrity is optional, not required. The committee visibly reacted as these issues were laid bare under parliamentary authority. What stood out was the theme of leadership courage. The former commissioner admitted that sometimes leadership hesitates when pressure comes from powerful places. Instead of defending the institution, leaders try to survive politically. But policing is not politics, it is public safety. When leadership forgets that, the uniform loses meaning. As the session continued, the committee explored resource challenges. Vehicles break down. Stations are understaffed. Detectives handle hundreds of dockets. Technology lags behind modern criminals. The commissioner stressed that SAPS officers are expected to fight 21st-century crime with 20th-century tools. Without investment and protection from interference, performance becomes impossible. One of the most gripping moments came when he spoke about morale. SAPS members join to serve, but many leave emotionally broken. Long hours, poor support, political pressure, and public mistrust drain motivation. When morale falls, discipline falls. When discipline falls, safety falls. The ad hoc committee did not treat the submission as entertainment. It treated it as diagnosis. Members asked about reforms. What should change? The answer was clear. Permanent leadership appointments, independent oversight, protection of operational decisions, faster disciplinary systems, and a renewed culture of service instead of survival. In essence, the commissioner's message was simple but heavy. SAPS cannot function as a battlefield of politics. It must function as a shield for citizens. Outside the committee room, the implications are massive. This is not just about one former leader. It's about whether South Africa can rebuild a police service trusted by communities and feared only by criminals. The testimony opens doors for reform, but only if Parliament acts and the executive respects the line between governance and policing. For ordinary citizens, this moment matters. Every robbery, every hijacking, every missing person case links back to the health of SAPS. When leadership works, crime retreats. When leadership collapses, crime advances. The ad hoc committee will now compile findings, compare testimonies, and propose changes. But history shows that reports alone don't fix institutions. Courage does, accountability does. Political maturity does. As South Africa watches, one question remains unanswered. Will these oral submissions become real reform, or will they fade into another forgotten parliamentary record? Because when a former acting national commissioner speaks under oath, the nation isn't just listening, it's waiting. If you found this breakdown valuable, don't forget to subscribe, like, and stay connected. We bring you the stories behind the headlines, the truth behind the power, and the meaning behind the moment. Watch to the end, stay informed, and until next time, keep your eyes on the future of justice in South Africa.